basically, I told you, right? Power BI is a visualization tool. Okay. So I have some sample data. So what I'll do, so to add your data, so Power BI offering various data sources. Okay. So they're offering Excel. If you have a data in Excel, you can simply select your Excel file and you could load it. And if you have a SQL DB, you can simply connect to your SQL DB. If you click on SQL Server, so always in real time, database is your source. Remember this. Some I'm not saying like always database is not the source. So some criterias your client requirement, the data source might change. Okay, basically why I'm saying database is most, because obviously as a data engineer, so we are going to create or store the data in a DB, right? So these data will select the database server name, database name, and we have a two options, import and direct mode. Okay, so these two are very, very important. Okay, so let me explain here. So these query modes are very, very important, and this is one of the important interview question as well. Let's discuss this here. Okay, so let me add here query types. Okay, I'm going to add query types. Okay, so these types are very, very important. As part of, you need to must and should understand this concept, because these are very, very important while you are working in real time. One is the import mode. So we have a import and we have a direct mode. Okay, direct mode is another one. So these are the two modes which basically used in the Power BI dashboard. Okay, so what are these two basically? So import mode is a one example. You have a table and table have 2 million records. Okay, 2 million records, and these 2 million records I wanted to load. Okay, and here 2 million records are there again. Okay, same 2 million records, two instances I have, and I need to load the 2 million records in import, and the same 2 million records I need to import into the direct mode. So now if I try to do the import with the import option, okay, so what will happen is, compared to direct mode, import mode is faster. Okay, so what it will do is, it will take all the data and it creates some internal cache. So this cache will hold the data. Okay, so it holds all the data, and next iterations or next refresh, it will use that cache and it will populate the data. Okay, but direct mode, but import need a manual refresh or scheduled refresh. Okay, you need to have a scheduled refresh. Here, import, you no need to refresh manually. No need to refresh manually, and it will be just like whatever it's a live connection example. You can say it's a live connection. So data, whatever it is available in database, it will directly reaches into the report. But here, even the latest records are available, but this will be until you refresh, it won't refresh the report. Okay, and also you can handle any number of volumes, 2 million, 3 million, any volume. But here direct mode limitation is 1 million. Okay, we have a limitation, only 1 million records you can populate at a time. Okay, so you don't there is no option to do a 2 million, 3 million or something. So you can only use 1 million, but you no need to refresh manually these reports. Okay, and let me explain in another paint. Okay, so import mode. So example, what I'll do is I have a DB. Okay, so let me draw this in a paint so that you will get more interactive. Okay, so we have a import. So import mode is a one, right? So which we discussed. So let me decrease this. So here, so we have a database. So this is my database. So any database, it's a SQL DB or Oracle DB or anything. Okay. So it's a database and my report. Okay. So I'll just say it's report. So I'll just add some report over here. Simply way, yeah. So it's a report. Okay. Okay. So here is my report. So report what I'll just represent here. This will be data. So always a report will fetch the data from DB and report will show up the data basically. And it creates a cache. So cache to hold the data. To hold the data, but it requires a manual create a schedule. So schedule is required. Okay, in import mode. So import mode is one. Any database or any file, it keeps in a cache and it produces a report. But it won't auto refresh. Remember this point, it's not a auto refresh. You need to schedule the report. Okay. So another one is import, not import, sorry. It's we need to add it for the direct query, right? So direct mode. So let's add the direct mode. So direct mode is the one where we are going to add it all. Okay, so it's a direct mode, and in the direct mode, again, it's a SQL DB. So SQL DB. So we have, and we have a Power BI report. So Power BI report. So in this report, so we have auto refresh. So it don't have any cache, no cache here. So no cache and it auto refresh. Okay, it auto refresh. You no need to refresh it manually. So that is the main base criteria of direct mode. Now you learned about what is import, what is direct query. Okay, all those options. Okay, so in the advanced option, you can write the SQL queries, any statements to retrieve the data. Okay, so now let's create one sample report with the Excel. I have a source file. Let me click on workbook. Okay, so I'll take some data, my sample data, which I have. So I'll just select two all files. So I'm going to take some customer data, for example. So let's click on this data. So this is one of a retail domain project I have selected. Okay, so you see here, so there is a load and transform. Okay, transform is the one where it, if you click on transform here, let's see here what will happen. So it will directly go to this Power Pivot, Power Query Editor. But if you click on load, it won't go to the Power Query Editor. It will directly load it into the dashboard. Okay. So it's same like ETL. It works, transformation works like same ETL. ETL is nothing but extract, transform, load, right? So same way it works over here as well. Okay. If you click on transform, first it will transform the data. Why it is showing as transform? Example, I don't want some data. So I'll apply some filter condition. And I wanted to filter out some states. and I wanted to add one customized column. So these are all transformations, right? Transformation is what? Nothing but your manipulations. So whatever you have, you are going to manipulate it and you will perform those particular set of data operations. Okay. So if you click on here, so close and apply. Obviously, you have to save means close and apply, or you can directly click on it will do the close and apply. You no need to click on here. If you can, if you wanted to click, you can click it. It will click apply changes, and it will create a model, connection model. So it will create a model internally in the report level in the background. Okay. So once it creates the model, so model is earlier I have shown, right? It will be stored here. So let me show you. So I have selected the data set, right? You see here, there is a data section and there is a whatever my file is there, all the file data available here. And if you go on to the model, you see there is a table here also. And table view, you cannot see anything currently. Okay, it's still loading the data. Okay, you see now the data is loaded. Now the data is available. So any report when you are creating, we are creating a sample report, right? Example. Okay, you could create one banner, or first you need to align your page. You see here, these are all the page information and page settings. Everything is available here. What is the ratio of your particular report? Everything you have available. You can customize your report and everything by using the canvas settings. And canvas background, if you wanted to change the background to some other color, example, I wanted to change the canvas color to this one. So let's do some change. So you see here, it turned into a black color. Okay, and you can import an image. Example, I wanted to import an image. Example, I wanted to import my training application. You see here, there is a image is uploaded here. Okay, so you can upload an image and you can try to make your data visualization more accurate. So whatever it may be, like you need to choose it. So this is the transparency. So select the light colors. If you take the dark colors, it will be more darker. Okay, so and you can add some wallpapers and colors, everything you can choose, nothing to worry about anything. You can just all so filter page, I'll explain going forward all these options. So you can choose any options, box color, header, search box, everything you can change. Okay, so example, now what I'll do, I'll create one sample report over here for your reference purpose. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll take one